Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So what happened today? What caused this massive Bitcoin crash? Was it due to Elon? Was it due to SpaceX of all companies? So let's talk about this and let's talk about what to expect going forward. What should you do about this crash? Let's do this. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys are hanging in there this afternoon. Wow, we haven't seen this since the FTX collapse. We haven't seen something like this in quite a long time, and that's because volatility has been very low. Very, very low. We've been holding and going sideways for quite some time. But this morning, we did get a little weakness because the U.S. market, of course, dumped. Yesterday, it dumped. This morning, it was off okay. It was a little green, and then it dumped. Got bigger, Bitcoin a little bit weaker to the 28s, and then all of a sudden, we had this huge crash that brought Bitcoin, this downwick, all the way to 25.2 before coming up a little bit. We're right around 26.6 right now. So what happened? Well, according to sources, I don't know. According to Wall Street Journal, I don't know who their source is, okay? This came out today. This was an article about SpaceX, okay? Everyone loves SpaceX, right? Loves space exploration, loves what Elon is doing with SpaceX. It's awesome to look at those launches. But within here, it talks about, I don't know why, it was just plugged in. I mean, this whole article had nothing at all to do with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, right? It was everything else about finances, revenue and all that stuff. In the very, 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 very last paragraph of this article, it almost seems like this Micah and Corey and Berber purposely snuck this in here, or someone told them to. All of a sudden, they just wrote that somehow 373 million that was acquired by SpaceX, 373 million worth of Bitcoin acquired in 2022 and 2021 has been written down, which means that it has been sold off this year. Now, since SpaceX is not a publicly traded company, they don't have to disclose this. Now, Elon did say before that SpaceX owns some Bitcoin. Did they really hold close to 400 million Bitcoin? Maybe. But why would they disclose that, right? There's no proof of this. And again, this whole article was fine all the way up until the very last point. Like, this was just snuck in there because these writers or whoever told them to put that there knew what this was going to do, right? Cause a whole lot of FUD. The thing is, a lot of you guys know, people are trying to verify this. No one has been able to. SpaceX has not actually come out and said, yes, this report is true. Elon has not come out and said this report is true. So no one really knows if this is true or not. But regardless, this looks like what caused the big panic sell-off this afternoon. So that's really it. Now, if you think about it, this can't be it, right? Even though maybe many got scared, but how could this really bring down the market this much? Well, with leverage, certainly could happen, right? I did mention this is the largest drop since FTX days. This is the FTX day overlay. Well, here's a better look, okay? So you take a look. FTX collapsed. That was all the way, a year ago, over a year ago, right, in 2022. We haven't really seen a big collapse like this since then. And according to this, liquidations, almost 700 million longs liquidated. That's a lot. But here's the thing. Even the shorters got wrecked. Shorts 144 million worth of shorts wrecked too. So, see, that's the thing. When people get greedy, they throw a 100x leverage. They don't realize the volatility could really wipe people out really that much. So, it's not even a total win for the bears today because 145 million was also wiped out. And then 650 million worth of longs also liquidated, right? So, I mean, obviously with FUD, with panic selling, with a lot of liquidations, you're going to get a massive sell-off, right? So that's exactly what we saw today. So what should we do about it, right? Should you panic sell? Is 10,000 coming? You know, some people that have been saying, well, we're going to go down to 10,000 or 12,000. Does that mean we're going to go straight back down to 15,000 and make a new high of 12,000? No, I certainly don't think so. Obviously, the market has been stagnant. The market got a little weak, but something like this kind of triggered something, right? Some of these institutions, maybe they got a little fearful. Maybe some whales decided to play some games, take advantage of this FUD news, right? And then causes a whole lot of liquidations. But regardless, does that mean it's over? No. In fact, according to a lot of technical analysts, they believe this is a great thing because we needed to hit a certain level or hit certain signals before we can go back up. And if you look at how oversold Bitcoin is now on the 4-hour chart, and you can look at a day chart too, and an hour chart, Bitcoin is in the extreme oversold level, just like some of these previous times before Bitcoin started rallying up. So there are actually a lot of analysts that think, hey, this is a great time to be buying. And I agree. I'm not just looking at it from a technical standpoint. I keep telling you guys, I look at the fundamentals. The fundamentals of Bitcoin has never, ever, ever been better. The hash rate, the addresses, the number of holders, right, keeps on going up. Just look at the hash rate right now. The miners are not going anywhere. They're the ones that's powering the network that continues to mine more and more Bitcoin. And we know Bitcoin is scarce. They know this. It's a race to the last Bitcoin. That's why they keep upping their hash rate. And like I said, the holders, the addresses, the reserve exchange, they're all at all-time high. Exchange, reserve, I mean all-time low, close to it. But yeah, the fundamentals of Bitcoin has never been better. So does this something like this scare me? No. In fact, I tweeted out, this was a gift. Whenever we see big dips, a lot of you guys always say, well, I wish it could stay lower, or I wish it could drop to this level before I buy, right? Hopefully, you're staying true to that because we're here, right? We haven't seen this level for a long, long time. We haven't seen, we haven't seen this since what? June? Couple months ago? I guess it's not that long, but it was 2 months ago, right? So when we're down here, I bet a lot of people were also very fearful because we came back down, right? A lot of people are probably saying the same thing. Oh, we're going to go back down until boom, right? Then they missed out. So now you have your opportunity. We basically went back in time by 2 months. You get an opportunity to pick up some cheap Bitcoin and some cheap crypto, right? That's the best way to think about it. You buy low and you sell high, right? Buy low and sell high. That's the winning strategy. Now, there are, of course, other factors at play that I keep talking about, like Bitcoin spot ETF. Well, this is pretty promising. Grayscale is looking to expand their team, specifically, okay, in regards to ETFs. They're looking for someone with a lot of ETF experience. So either they know approval is coming or they just kind of try to prepare for one way or another. They know that this is going to come. They're going to need someone that's going to manage their ETF. And we all know that the 8 pending applicants one of them will get approved, right? Maybe not today, tomorrow, but I think before the next halving event, definitely. But this is very positive as well. Okay, so like I said, days like today could be scary. I know, not could be, it is scary. For most of you guys, you're new to the space. You haven't been around. You haven't seen volatility like this before. But a lot of you guys have lived through 2022. And 2022 was a very bad year. We saw Bitcoin go from 69,000 all the way down to a low of 15,000. We saw collapses, right? FTX collapse, Luna collapse, Celsius collapse, Voyager collapse, BlockFi collapse, right? If you live through all that, you know that this is really nothing. This is a walk in the park. This is like laying on the beach, maybe when it's a little bit colder, right? But this is nothing, and we will pass this. And the best way to take advantage is to continue to hodl, continue to focus on the future, and continue to DCA. All right, so that's what I want to get off my chest. The last thing is for SEC guys, XRP guys, Judge Torres allows SEC request to file appeal in the Ripple Labs dispute. Okay, so this has some Ripple executives not happy. Okay, Chris Larson, Brad Garlinghouse says this is nonsense. It's just dragging things on. They want this case to be over, right? So this also happened today. Maybe this added to a little FUD to today as well, right? All right. That's pretty much it. Overall, the crypto market cap fell almost 6% today. Okay, not good. But take a look at XRP specifically. Due to this and due to the market, it's down almost 15% today. XRP is a big loser today, but it's not just XRP. You have Doge that's down 10%, Litecoin down 13%, Sheep down 11% after Shibarium, right? And you got many others in the red, but this is the time, again, to be DCAing, holding, and focusing on the future. All right, so that is pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. It would be absolutely great if Elon actually Z'd it out that he didn't sell any Bitcoin. SpaceX still has all its Bitcoins, right? Because this is still not verified. This whole FUD thing about SpaceX selling off all their Bitcoin, unverified right now. So it would be great if Elon confirms that or denies this report, right? But we have not heard that yet. Rich Q, keep cash on hand, DCA days like today. That's exactly right. What did I say? Have 20, 25, 30% in cash, right? That way you could always DCA, or you can take advantage of dips like today, right? That's why it is important to have cash. It's something that took me a very, very, very long time to actually realize and implement. Because I think a lot of people just, kind of just like go all in, right? And they don't really keep extra cash on the side. And if you don't have it, then yeah, of course you can't DCA, but you could continue to hold and not panic sell. But if you do have it, it's great because that's how you can bring your cost average down. And when things recover, that's when you profit. Daniel says, I lost 18K. My exchange sold my crypto. Were you playing with leverage? It sounds like you got liquidated, which sucks, but it'll teach you a lesson. I mean, play with leverage is difficult. I have been liquidated many, 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 many times. Okay, lost a ton of money. Sometimes I still play because, you know, I get bored, and I know the risk, right? A lot of people don't. They feel like, you know, just throwing on a 50x leverage, 100x leverage, you know, easy money, right? But that's how you get hundreds of millions liquidated. Do you think Coinbase will get in trouble for removing the buy button today for over an hour? Probably not. And I don't know if that's true. I don't know what happened there. But a lot of times when there's massive FOMO or panic, their systems overload, and they have not gotten in trouble for that. Brian asks, hey, George, where do you recommend staking Matic? Well, I mean, you can always do it natively, right, with their own wallet. I thought Trust Wallet built it in, but no, it's not in there. There are some exchanges that allow you to do it as well, but you could always just do it through their native wallet or one of their native wallets. Looks like the next Argentina president is a big Bitcoin bull. That's awesome. What are your thoughts on Casper? I have looked at it before. Nothing really stood out to me. Would you still support Elon after he said he wouldn't sell, if he sold? I guess so, because he never said he would never sell SpaceX Bitcoin, right? And there's many reasons why. Even if he did sell, you know, maybe they needed the cash. You know, they instead of fundraising, they needed the cash, so they sold it off, right? I don't know. I'm just pissed off at how depreciating Tesla cars are. So I have a Model X Plaid, and it's an okay car, nothing wrong with it. But you know, there's other cars I like, so I've been, you know, getting trade-in offers for it, and it's just ridiculous. It's like half of what I paid for after 1 year. Tesla cars, I thought before, held their value, but they are extremely, extremely depreciating. You know what? I really think Elon will probably come out and confirm this or deny this, right? Still waiting for that to happen. I think this could be FUD. I think someone told the Wall Street Journal to plant this right at the end of their article. There was really no need to put this at all. There's nothing to do with Bitcoin, nothing to do with anything like that. I mean, seriously, there's no need to throw this at the very end. Maybe BlackRock told them to do it so they could pick up more Bitcoin for cheap. Yeah, but it's just really, really strange. So hopefully Elon confirms or denies it. Ernest, I privately sold my Model X last year and got a pretty good price. Oh, I did not. I sold my Model S to Tesla. At the time, it was a pretty good price. Not anymore. I just had to wait for the Cybertruck to come out. It's a distraction so he could train for his fight. I don't know if he needs this kind of distraction to train. It seems like Mark called it off because he's like, Elon is not serious about it. He's been hyping it up, but not very serious about it. So Coinbase screwed us today. Coinbase tends to do that. I'm not saying other exchanges don't have their own problems, but Coinbase tends to go down a lot when there is a ton of sudden traffic, right? When there's a massive sell-off, massive FOMO, their servers can't handle it and they just go down. It happens more often than it should. Mohammed said, I learned patience and skill from crypto. Good. That's what crypto will teach you. Actually, crypto moves faster than anything. So you actually have to have the least amount of patience for crypto versus everything else, because other things that you buy, equities that you buy of companies, could take 5 to 10 years before you see any kind of gains, right? Crypto moves pretty quickly, but it goes both ways. Mark says you have to set limit orders on Coinbase, which they do allow you to do. Fork says if you panic sell anything, you don't need to be in the game. I mean, for those of us that's been in the game longer, it's easier said, right, than done. Like, oh, don't panic sell. It's so stupid, right? You should know not to panic sell. But there's a lot of new people. A lot of new people that's into space. A lot of people that FOMO into Pepe or Sheep. They don't quite understand. A lot of new people are jumping into Bitcoin for the first time. They don't quite understand, right? Bitcoin, crypto, any kind of investment really is a long-term game, right? There will be volatility. But how you win the game is making sure that you don't panic sell, first of all. You stay cool and collected. You take advantage of gifts when they present themselves, like a big dip, because others are panicking. You're not, and you're taking advantage, right? And then you play the long game. You wait for things to come back up, and that's how you profit. You buy low and sell high, right? So I know a lot of us kind of used to that, know that that's common sense, common knowledge, but there are a lot of people that are new and they're inexperienced and they don't quite understand. And then they panic and then they sell, right? But we'll see. We'll see if Elon confirms if this is false or true. Do you think they will start mining in orbit like Starlink? Probably not. It's too intensive. Terry Morgan, I've been here for a few years. This is normal. It really is. So, we touched upon a level that we haven't seen since June. That was 2 months ago, right? Yeah, we have to go way back to March. If we go back to 5 months ago, then you'll realize that we had trouble breaking 25,000, right? So after we broke it, we hit 30,000 pretty quickly. That's why I said, we get used to things really quickly, right? Because look at how long it took for Bitcoin to break above 25,000. It took all the way from June of 2022 to March of 2023. It took 10 months, okay, for us to break this nasty 24.8 mark. And finally, when we did, great, right? And then we utilized it as a support, and then we touched upon 31,000 a couple times, but we've been holding pretty steady around 29,000, right? But people forgot how bad it was back over here, right? How depressing it was. And that was just this year. That wasn't that long ago. And if you live through this drop right here, all the way from 69,000 all the way down to 15,000, well then, this is nothing, right? The type of drops that we saw in 2022, they were much more massive than the one today. And even the drops from 2022 compared to the drop, say, of 2018 is still tame in comparison. So, yes, we have definitely seen many, many periods like this before. Daniel message retracted. Okay. Sell your Tesla, buy BTC. Well, that's one strategy. Robert says, I used to lose my mind on these dips. No more. This is how it is. But I'm still trying to forgive myself for freaking out in the past and making mistakes. This is nothing. Again, if you lived through 2022 or parts of 2022, even parts of early 2023, you know that this is normal and this is something that will pass, right? Is crypto dead? No, it is not dead. It is not dead. Not by a long shot. There are still so many people in this space that's learning, that are educating themselves, project leaders that are building. There's plenty of networking going on. No, nowhere close of being dead. China Evergrande bankruptcy said they say might affect the market tomorrow. It might. We went through this before. They were close to bankruptcy. They got bailed, right? That's why I'm not putting a whole lot of weight to it. Not right now. They'll probably get bailed out once again. Something else will happen. So, we'll see. Devin, when I first joined, I bought the top around 50K. Can't wait to see this turnaround of DCA in 2025. Thanks, George. It will turn around. I'm glad that you're here, that you have not given up. So, congrats. Joshua, want to swap many of my smaller market caps to larger caps, but not sure which to trade. Is there a good prediction site for smaller caps? No, Joshua. There's no prediction sites. What are you talking about, man? There's no crystal ball. No site is going to tell you, oh, you should sell this, this, and this for this. No one's going to do that. You have to determine that yourself, right? You have to determine. It's your money, your crypto. You have to determine what you want to sell off and what you want to buy. This is a Coinbase chart. Someone says, your chart is wrong. We hit 26.3, not 25. No, you're wrong. This is Coinbase's chart. So, yes, we hit 25.2, and now we're at 26.6. This is not wrong. Do you think there will ever be a Doge burn mechanism? I certainly hope so. They need something to kind of spur some excitement, I guess. They need some kind of development outside of just waiting for Elon to do something. Charizard is asking about Objective. It's fine. I covered them about their new economics this morning. A lot of burning mechanisms implemented, so it could definitely help them. Max and Nick. So now the crypto market is not boring anymore. Everyone is up. Yes, everyone's trying to find an explanation. Everyone is seeing if this is a good time to be buying. I will argue yes. Whenever there's a sell-off, whenever there is a buying opportunity, then yes. Great time to DCA. As good as time as any, right? Fundamentals of Bitcoin has not changed. Still best now versus any time before. Okay, so nothing fundamentally has changed. There may be some panic. There may be a lot of liquidations, right? But nothing about Bitcoin has changed. The thesis of Bitcoin is still intact. So, I mean, looking at tomorrow, a lot of people talking about Evergrande. I mean, the pre-market tomorrow right now still in green. Okay, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But we had 2 consecutive red days in the U.S. Let's see what happens. But Evergrande is a big mortgage company, I believe, in China. It was bailed out once, and I believe they're going to get bailed out again because China is in bad shape right now. Really bad shape. They're deflationary. They had to lower rates, and they had to inject the economy with more money. I think they're going to try to do what they can to prevent more disasters. There was a huge discrepancy among the exchanges today. Big gap went as low as 24.2. I mean, yeah, because it depends on how much panic selling people were doing. The exchanges had lower liquidity, probably dropped more because of all the panic selling, right? So keep in mind, the order books are kind of balanced. The price of Bitcoin is balanced between the exchanges, but there could be an exchange or two that's off from others because they don't have as much liquidity as others. We have seen this before in opposite directions too. We have seen times where Bitcoin costs like $1,000 more on Coinbase versus everywhere else because they don't have enough, so it happens. AJ, was your wife cool with you getting into crypto in the beginning? Did you have to make bank first to win her confidence? No. When I got into crypto, I was pretty broke, to be honest. When I got into crypto in 2013, that was like 4 years after the 2008, 2009 crash, and I lost like all my investments. More than that, I racked up credit card debt, thinking I was a genius. Leading up to that housing bubble crash that crashed everything, I was in a really bad shape. That's why I didn't even pay attention to Bitcoin when it came out around that time. I didn't pay attention until 2013. That's when I got in, right? So I was actually dead broke back then. 2017, things got a little better, but still, I didn't have a lot of money. Whatever I had, I think I had $3,000 at a time, bought Bitcoin, 3 Bitcoin, at $1,000 each, right? And educate myself and learn more, and then start CryptosRus, start my channel. But still, even from 2017 all the way to 2021, it was a real struggle. ETH almost back to where it was. ETF incoming, true or not? Well, there's a lot of people that think Ethereum-based ETFs are coming, but futures-based, not spot-based. So there is a difference. Do you still hate H-bar? No, I don't. And no, I didn't spend it all on Lego, although I did buy a lot of sets back in the day. Kyle, before you go F Elon, I mean, this has not been confirmed, okay? Just because Wall Street Journal says it happened doesn't mean that it actually happened, okay? So we have to wait for him to verify this or not. What about XRP, XRP Ledger? Now you hate it. I never liked it to begin with. Neither one. I rooted for Ripple because they defended against the SEC, and I said that time and time again. Good for them. They had the ammunition to be able to do so, which is great. They're still fighting. But how XRP works in terms of Ripple selling it to financial institutions, right, that model, and Ripple, still owning 50% of supply, those are bad things that a lot of XRP army will not want you to know about and ignore. So I've never liked how they operated, but I cheered them on because, you know, they're fighting the good fight against the SEC. Marcus, it doesn't actually even say that they sold now. Okay. Who knows when this was sold? Maybe early 2023. Could have been in 2022. It just says that they wrote it down, but they don't clarify when it was, right? I think a lot of people are interpreting this like, oh, they just sold it recently. I don't even think that's the case. I think if they did sell, it was like months ago or maybe even last year. But again, you know, no one knows. Elon is a genius, greatest businessman of our generation. Well, he's one of the richest men on earth, so can't dispute that. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. Get some sleep. Stop scaring yourself. There was a little FUD today. Bitcoin did fall today, okay? But we will recover from this. We have seen many periods like this before. This rumor has not been verified yet, okay? So it may just be pure FUD, false FUD, right? The fundamentals of Bitcoin has never been better, has not changed, and there's still a lot of very bullishness to Bitcoin. In fact, on the charts, it's looking pretty good. Oversold levels at this point, right? So stay strong, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see what happens in the morning. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Oh, to celebrate my passion for XRP, take a look at this.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.